The sprawling academy hung in orbit around a distant star, its sleek towers and observation decks gleaming under the cold light of the galaxy. Ships of every shape and design docked in the massive bays, carrying cadets from planets scattered across the Council's domain. Among the bustle and chatter, humans moved quietly, their presence noticeable not for loud claims or boastful gestures, but for the still, calm attention they carried. Commander Velrix, a tall alien with chitinous armor and eyes like molten silver, strode through the Academy's central hall. His steps were precise, measured, and his gaze swept the crowd of cadets with practiced scrutiny. Velrix had trained countless species, each with their quirks, strengths, and weaknesses. He knew that confidence could easily be faked and that true capability revealed itself only in action. Yet, even with his experience, the humans puzzled him. In a corner of the hall, 4 human cadets huddled together quietly. Jack Morris, Ethan Cole, Lisa Brown, and Amy Carter listened intently as instructors lectured on fleet tactics and galaxy-scale strategy. Their eyes, sharp and alert, recorded everything, but they spoke little. The other cadets, aliens with elaborate crests, glowing appendages, and aerodynamic limbs, chattered incessantly. They debated tactics, shared stories of their planet's wars, and often laughed at one another's mistakes. The humans remained silent. Tactician Shara, a thin, bird-like alien with iridescent feathers, noticed the quiet humans during a simulation briefing. She tilted her head, curiosity piqued. "Why do they not speak?" she whispered to Velrix, her voice carrying a faint musical trill. "Do they not know the first rule of command? To share your mind, to argue and plan." Velrix regarded the humans for a long moment. "Perhaps they do," he said finally, his voice low and resonant. "Or perhaps their minds are different. Discipline or restraint, maybe. Or something else entirely." The first simulation began that morning. The Academy's holographic fleet stretched across the observation hall, hundreds of ships maneuvering in intricate patterns, each controlled by a different cadet. Alien instructors barked orders, critiqued maneuvers, and pushed cadets to anticipate enemy strategies. The humans, despite their silence, excelled in the exercises. Jack Morris piloted his ship with precision, Ethan Cole calculated trajectories and energy outputs without a word, Lisa Brown coordinated squads with subtle gestures, and Amy Carter directed sensors and shields with almost imperceptible commands. Other cadets noticed. Whispered comments spread across the room. "They're quiet," a blue-scaled alien hissed. "Doesn't mean they can fight." "I bet they'll fail once the real test comes," another sneered, his tentacles tapping impatiently against the console. Velrix, observing from the central control deck, only raised an armored brow. "Do not underestimate them," he murmured to Shara. "Silence does not equal weakness." As the exercises continued, the humans' restraint became more apparent. While other cadets argued over formations or boasted about their maneuvers, the humans waited. They observed. When the moment came, they acted, flawlessly coordinating their ships to outmaneuver multiple simulated attackers. Their silence was not a gap in knowledge. It was a shield, a quiet confidence that spoke louder than the chatter around them. During breaks, Velrix summoned the humans to his observation platform. "You perform well," he said, his voice carrying over the hum of the station. "But why so silent? You do not share your thoughts with others. Do you lack the confidence?" Jack Morris, standing tall, met Velrix's gaze. "We learn best by observing first. Words are unnecessary until action is required." Velrix considered this. Action without communication can be dangerous in a fleet. Coordination is essential. Amy Carter added calmly, "Coordination is not just words. Observation, timing, understanding the flow of battle, these can speak louder than any debate." The alien instructors exchanged glances, some skeptical, others intrigued. Shara's feathers ruffled in interest. "Perhaps there is wisdom in their restraint," she mused. Meanwhile, the humans went about their routines. They trained in zero-gravity combat chambers, practiced rapid boarding maneuvers, and ran simulations that tested split-second decision-making. Always, they were silent, speaking only when necessary and using minimal gestures or commands. Other cadets grew impatient, frustrated by the humans' quiet confidence. They could not provoke them, could not fluster them. The humans were immune to distraction, focused only on results. In the evenings, when the academy quieted, the humans often gathered in small groups to review logs, maps, and old simulations. Jack Morris and Ethan Cole analyzed past fleet engagements, cross-referencing energy outputs and maneuver strategies. Lisa Brown and Amy Carter reviewed planetary defense protocols and communication logs. Even in these private sessions, their discussion was precise, concise, and entirely practical. Velrix, observing from a distance, began to take notes. He was fascinated by the humans' methods. Unlike most species, they did not crave recognition or debate over theories. They sought only efficiency, clarity, and results. Their silence was a tool, not a weakness. He began to wonder what history had shaped such discipline. One afternoon, during a lecture on interstellar diplomacy and potential conflict scenarios, the Council's data feeds brought news of skirmishes in a nearby system. Alien cadets buzzed with excitement, predicting strategies and planning maneuvers. The humans simply listened. Jack Morris's eyes narrowed slightly, but no words left his lips. He made a note in his personal log. Shara leaned toward Velrix. They remained silent even with imminent conflict. How can they not speak? Velrix's gaze remained on the human cadets. Perhaps they already know when to act. And perhaps their silence is preparation. There is history we do not yet see. That evening, the Academy's halls buzzed with anticipation for a fleet simulation that would test every cadet. Velrix instructed the humans to focus on observation and analysis, warning other instructors to watch carefully. The humans nodded, moving with calm efficiency. They were ready. As the simulation began, it became immediately clear that the humans were exceptional. Their ships moved as if guided by a single mind, anticipating attacks, covering blind spots, and striking with calculated precision. Alien cadets struggled to match their coordination. Their chatter and boasts could not counter the humans' silent, deadly efficiency. By the end of the day, whispers of respect had spread among the cadets. Even those who had mocked them could not deny the human skill. Velrix, reviewing the simulation logs, finally nodded. "There is something extraordinary about them," he said softly. "This is only the beginning of understanding why humans remain silent." The humans returned to their quarters, calm and composed, discussing only necessary corrections for the next day. Their silence was not coldness or arrogance, but discipline honed over generations. They would act when the time came, and when they did, the galaxy would take notice. As the Academy lights dimmed, Jack Morris looked out the observation deck at the stars. Earth was far behind, a tiny blue dot in the vastness of space. Yet, he knew the legacy of his people, their wars, and their survival instincts would guide them in this new environment. Silence, he thought, was not absence of action, it was preparation for it. And in the quiet halls of the Academy, among alien instructors who could not yet comprehend the depth of human strategy, the first seeds of respect began to grow. The Academy was quieter than usual that morning. The humans moved through the halls with the same calm, measured pace. Jack Morris, Ethan Cole, Lisa Brown, and Amy Carter prepared for another day of training, their faces serious and focused. The alien cadets whispered among themselves, still puzzled by the human silence. Some laughed quietly, some shook their heads in disbelief. The instructors watched carefully, their interest growing. Commander Velrix gathered the senior instructors in a private observation room. He pointed to the humans on the training floor. "They are very different," he said. "They do not argue, they do not boast, yet they are precise. There is skill behind the silence. We need to understand it." Tactician Shara leaned forward, feathers ruffling. "I have trained many species. Most speak constantly. Most need approval. These humans, they do not. Do they lack confidence? Or is it something else?" Velrix frowned. "Confidence is not the issue. I have never seen such control. They observe, they learn, and they act only when necessary. We must see how they respond under stress." The day's exercise was a simulated war game. The cadets were divided into teams. The humans were placed with other species, many of whom tried to lead and give orders. The aliens expected the humans to be confused or hesitant, but the humans stayed calm. They followed instructions, adapted quickly, and made decisions with precision. Even when other cadets panicked, the humans remained steady. Ethan Cole noticed an enemy formation moving in a way that could trap their fleet. Without speaking, he signaled to Jack Morris, who maneuvered their ship to block the trap. Lisa Brown coordinated the surrounding ships silently, and Amy Carter directed shields and sensors. The humans' teamwork was seamless, as if they shared one mind. The alien cadets stared in amazement, whispering, "How do they do that?" After the simulation, Velrix called the humans to the observation room. "Your performance was excellent," he said. "But I must ask again, why do you not speak during these exercises? Words can help your allies understand your strategy." Jack Morris replied calmly, "We do not need words to act. We observe and understand. When action is required, we act. Words can wait." Velrix studied him, trying to see beyond the words. "Observation alone is not enough in battle. You must communicate." Amy Carter added, "Communication is more than words. Actions, timing, and coordination are also communication. You can see it in what we do." The instructors exchanged uncertain looks. Some nodded slowly, realizing that humans might be teaching them a new way to think about strategy. Shara was particularly intrigued. "Perhaps we have underestimated them," she said. "There is wisdom in their silence." Later, Velrix requested access to human records, hoping to find historical data about Earth's military history. The humans provided only basic, public records, careful not to reveal their true experience. The instructors studied the logs but could not find anything remarkable. They began to suspect that humans were hiding something. Rumors started among the cadets that the humans' planet had fought many wars and had a deep understanding of combat. The day continued with individual skill exercises. Humans excelled in marksmanship, ship navigation, and strategy puzzles. They never bragged, never argued, never sought attention. Alien cadets continued to whisper and speculate about them, some openly mocking their silence. But each time, the humans responded with calm focus, ignoring the distractions. In the evening, the instructors gathered to review the day's events. "Their restraint is unusual," Velrix said. "Other species are loud, proud, and eager to prove themselves. Humans wait. They watch. They plan. And when the time comes, they act decisively." Shara nodded. "It is as if they carry centuries of experience in their silence. There is something in their history we do not know. We must observe more closely." Meanwhile, Jack Morris and his team reviewed the simulation results in their quarters. They spoke quietly, discussing minor adjustments and strategies for the next day. Their conversation was short, precise, and purposeful. They were not hiding anything from each other. They simply did not waste words. Every action, every decision, was planned and considered. The next morning, a message came from the Academy's Central Command. Reports of small pirate attacks in a nearby system had reached the Council. The aliens were excited and anxious. They saw this as an opportunity to test the humans further. Velrix called the team together. "We may see real conflict soon. Be ready and observe how you respond." Jack Morris nodded. "We are ready." The humans were assigned to a training fleet to patrol near the affected system. The alien cadets and instructors watched closely, eager to see how the humans would handle unexpected events. When the first skirmish occurred, the humans acted immediately. They did not panic, they did not argue. Jack Morris directed his ship with skill, Ethan Cole calculated trajectories and firing angles, Lisa Brown coordinated surrounding ships, and Amy Carter managed shields and sensors. The humans' coordination was precise, flawless, and deadly effective. Alien instructors and cadets were stunned. They had seen many species in simulations, but nothing prepared them for the humans' efficiency in real-time combat. Their silence was no longer a mystery. It was a strategy, a discipline honed over countless battles on Earth. Back at the Academy, Velrix and Shara watched the combat logs as they were transmitted from the field. Every move, every decision, every reaction was recorded. "This is extraordinary," Velrix said. "They are not merely skilled. They are trained for war in a way we cannot yet understand." Shara's feathers ruffled with excitement. "Their silence is a form of control. They act only when necessary. They do not waste energy or attention. Every action has purpose." The day ended with the humans returning to the academy. Alien cadets were silent, still processing what they had witnessed. Some showed respect, some were skeptical, but none could deny the human skill. Velrix approached the team. "You have shown us something remarkable," he said. "I want to learn from you. Your methods, your discipline. It is unlike anything we have seen." Jack Morris smiled slightly. "We only do what we must. Observation, preparation, and action. That is all." The day ended with the humans returning to the academy. Alien cadets were silent, still processing what they had witnessed. Some showed respect, some were skeptical, but none could deny the human skill. Velrix approached the team. "You have shown us something remarkable," he said. "I want to learn from you. Your methods, your discipline. It is unlike anything we have seen." Jack Morris smiled slightly. "We only do what we must. Observation, preparation, and action. That is all." Velrix nodded. "And yet it is more than all others. You teach us without speaking. That is rare." That night, the humans gathered once more in their quarters. They reviewed logs, calculated improvements, and discussed the next exercises. Their focus remained on action, on preparation, and on understanding the flow of events. Silence was their ally. It allowed them to think, to plan, to anticipate. And soon, the instructors and cadets of the academy would realize that the human silence was the sign of something far greater: experience, wisdom, and deadly efficiency. The humans returned to their training after the morning briefing. Jack Morris, Ethan Cole, Lisa Brown, and Amy Carter moved quietly through the academy, their expressions calm and focused. Alien cadets still whispered among themselves, some in awe, some in disbelief. The instructors observed closely, aware that the humans might surprise them again. A sudden alarm rang throughout the academy. Reports came in quickly. A group of pirates had attacked a council trade route near the academy system. The alarm echoed across the halls, and cadets rushed to their stations. Alien instructors ordered cadets to prepare for immediate deployment. The humans moved without hesitation, ready to follow instructions. Velrix and Shara stood on the observation deck, watching the situation unfold. The humans were assigned to a warship in the nearby fleet. Other species were tense, unsure how to handle the unexpected attack. Alien cadets buzzed with nervous energy, giving orders, making suggestions, some panicking. Jack Morris calmly approached his assigned ship. He and his team boarded quickly, taking their positions. Ethan Cole monitored enemy ships, calculating movements. Lisa Brown prepared defensive measures, while Amy Carter coordinated with other ships silently. The humans spoke only when necessary, their actions clear and precise. The pirates moved aggressively, attacking the trade ships with speed and cunning. Many alien cadets were confused, unable to predict the pirates' maneuvers. They made mistakes, leaving gaps in their defense. The humans observed carefully, waiting for the right moment to act. Without warning, Jack Morris gave a simple order. The human warship moved quickly, cutting off one of the pirate ships and forcing it to retreat. Ethan Cole calculated firing angles with perfect accuracy, disabling another ship before it could cause damage. Lisa Brown and Amy Carter coordinated surrounding ships, protecting the trade vessels from attack. The alien instructors watched in shock. Never had they seen such quick thinking, such precise action in real combat. Other cadets tried to coordinate, but their chaos only made the humans' efficiency stand out even more. The humans acted together as if they were connected by one mind. Velrix spoke quietly to Shara. "This is beyond simulation. They are natural leaders in battle, but silent, patient, and deadly. Their discipline is remarkable." Shara nodded, feathers ruffling. "Their silence is not weakness. It is preparation, understanding, and control. They act only when action is necessary." The pirates tried to regroup, attacking the human warship directly. Jack Morris remained calm, maneuvering to protect both his team and the trade ships. Ethan Cole fired weapons with exact timing, disabling the enemy's engines. Lisa Brown coordinated nearby ships to cover blind spots, and Amy Carter managed shields and sensors with perfect timing. Alien cadets were amazed. Some whispered to each other, "How do they move so fast and precise? We cannot follow them." Others watched silently, learning from every action. The human strategy was simple but effective. Wait, observe, act, and win. After the first wave, the pirate ships tried to escape, but the humans pursued. They did not speak, only communicated through gestures and precise commands. Each movement was calculated, efficient, and coordinated. The pirates were overwhelmed, unable to respond to the humans' speed and strategy. Velrix and Shera reviewed the live logs from the battle. Every action, every firing solution, every maneuver was recorded. The humans' logs showed centuries of practical knowledge, tactics learned from real war, and decisions made under pressure. Velrix realized that human silence came from experience, not fear. They had learned to act only when necessary, and when they did, their actions were deadly. Other cadets and instructors were still in shock. They had never seen a species with such precise coordination and focus. Some began to whisper respect, others tried to study the humans' methods. The humans themselves remained calm, returning to the academy after the battle without celebration or arrogance. Their goal had been to protect the trade ships, and they had done so efficiently. Back at the academy, Velrix approached the humans. "Your actions today were remarkable," he said. "I have seen many species in combat, but none with such calm, precision, and control. How do you remain so silent while doing so much?" Jack Morris replied, "We listen, we observe, and we act when needed. Silence is our way to understand, to prepare, and to act correctly. Words are not always needed." Velrix nodded slowly. "Your methods are unusual, but effective. I wish to learn from them. Your silence teaches more than most lessons." Shera added, "It is clear that humans are trained by experience, by history, by survival. Their discipline is extraordinary." The humans returned to their quarters that evening. They reviewed the battle logs, discussed minor improvements, and prepared for future exercises. Even in private, they remained calm, focused, and efficient. Silence was their strength. It allowed them to think, plan, and act with precision. The academy slowly adjusted to the humans' presence. Other cadets stopped mocking them and began observing quietly. They studied the humans' actions, learning to anticipate, to move with focus, and to coordinate silently. The humans did not teach openly, but their actions spoke louder than words. Velrix and Shera continued to monitor the humans. They realized that the battle had revealed more than skill. It had revealed history, experience, and a form of intelligence shaped by constant survival. The humans had not shown all they knew, but even what they had revealed was enough to earn respect. Jack Morris looked out at the stars that night. Earth was far behind, but the lessons of his people traveled with him. Their wars, their strategies, and their survival instincts guided their actions. Silence was not emptiness, it was readiness, preparation, discipline. As the academy rested, alien instructors quietly discussed the humans' capabilities. They debated, they analyzed, and they studied, trying to understand what made humans so effective. Velrix concluded, "We are witnessing something extraordinary. Humans do not boast. They do not argue. They act. And in their actions, they teach us all." The humans slept peacefully, ready for the challenges ahead. The galaxy had begun to notice that when humans moved silently, they were already in control. Their warships, their minds, and their strategy were weapons far beyond what most species could imagine. The instructors and cadets of the academy would not soon forget the day humans acted without words, and the galaxy had learned that silence could be more powerful than speech. The humans returned to the academy after the battle, calm and composed. Jack Morris, Ethan Cole, Lisa Brown, and Amy Carter moved through the halls quietly, their eyes alert but expressionless. Alien cadets and instructors whispered among themselves. Some were impressed, some confused, but all were curious. The humans had acted with precision and efficiency, and no one could ignore it. Velrix called a meeting with the senior instructors. "We must study the humans' combat logs," he said. "They have shown skills beyond what we expected. Their silence is no longer a mystery. There is something in their history and experience we do not yet understand." Shera nodded, her feathers bristling with excitement. "The logs will reveal more than actions. They will show their reasoning, their preparation, and the way they think." The humans were asked to submit the logs from their warship engagement. They complied calmly, providing detailed records of every maneuver, weapon discharge, shield adjustment, and fleet coordination. The alien instructors and cadets gathered in the observation hall to review the logs. The holographic displays lit the room, showing every ship's movement, every attack, and every reaction from the humans' perspective. The first thing the instructors noticed was the depth of strategy. Every move had a purpose. Every action anticipated the enemy's response. Jack Morris had not only guided his ship with skill but had predicted the pirates' tactics, using their own speed against them. Ethan Cole's calculations had prevented collisions and maximized damage to the enemy. Lisa Brown had coordinated multiple ships simultaneously, protecting the trade fleet without wasting resources. Amy Carter had monitored shields, sensors, and energy outputs with near-perfect timing. Velrix leaned closer to the display. This is extraordinary. Their actions are precise, but their preparation is what amazes me. Each move is based on experience and observation, not instinct alone. They have learned from real wars, from history we do not yet know. Shara nodded, noting the same patterns. Alien cadets were silent, eyes wide with wonder. Some whispered, "They are not just skilled. They are trained to survive, to win, and to protect." Others studied the logs with intense focus, hoping to learn from the humans' methods. The humans themselves observed quietly, making minor corrections in their own logs but speaking only when necessary. As the review continued, the instructors realized that humans did not act recklessly or for glory. They acted with purpose, for the mission and the survival of those they protected. Their silence was not emptiness, it was preparation. Their calmness was not fear, it was understanding. They did not boast because their focus was always on results. Velrix turned to Shara. "They do not reveal everything. Even in these logs, I can see gaps. They are holding back, but even this is enough to show their strength." Shara's feathers ruffled thoughtfully. Their restraint is as much a weapon as their ships and weapons. They act when necessary and remain silent when observation is more valuable. The Academy held a briefing for all cadets. Velrix spoke to the room, explaining what had been learned from the human logs. "These humans from Earth are unlike any species we have trained before. Their silence is not weakness. Their precision is not luck. They are experienced, disciplined, and highly skilled. Observe them, learn from them, and respect their methods." The cadets listened, some nodding, some wide-eyed in disbelief. Later, Velrix approached the humans. "Your logs reveal much, but still, I sense there is more. You have learned things from your history, from your planet, that we cannot see here. How do you stay so calm and precise under pressure?" Jack Morris looked at him with quiet confidence. "We have learned to survive, to protect, and to act efficiently. Silence allows us to see clearly, to think quickly, and to act correctly. History teaches us to prepare for every possibility." Shara added, "The galaxy has much to learn from humans. Their method of action, discipline, and restraint is remarkable. They do not boast, they do not argue, but they are deadly when needed." Amy Carter nodded in agreement, adding quietly, "We act only when action is required. Everything else is preparation." The alien cadets observed the humans carefully over the next few days. They began to notice how humans moved, how they coordinated, and how they prepared. Other species began to change their own training, trying to imitate the humans' focus and calmness. Yet, the human silence could not be copied. It came from experience, discipline, and a history of survival. Velrix continued his studies of the humans' logs, fascinated by the depth of thought behind every action. He realized that humans had not only survived on their planet, but had learned lessons from every conflict. Their calm, precise, and efficient methods were the result of centuries of adaptation. He turned to Shara and said, "We have underestimated them. The galaxy must respect their abilities. Their silence is a sign of wisdom and deadly efficiency." The humans trained as usual, moving quietly, observing, preparing, and acting when necessary. Jack Morris, Ethan Cole, Lisa Brown, and Amy Carter reviewed logs, discussed minor improvements, and shared insights only with each other. Their discipline and focus became an example to all at the Academy. Alien instructors and cadets learned not to interrupt, not to provoke, and not to underestimate humans. One evening, as the stars shone outside the observation deck, Velrix spoke to Shera. "We now understand why humans remain silent. Their silence is respect for observation, preparation, and action. When humans speak, it is because the galaxy is ready to witness their power." Shera nodded, her feathers glowing faintly. "It is a lesson in patience and discipline. The galaxy will never forget it." The humans rested quietly in their quarters, ready for whatever challenge came next. Their logs had revealed part of their strength, but the full extent of their history and experience remained unseen. Alien instructors and cadets realized that human silence was more than a trait. It was a weapon, a tool, and a philosophy. The galaxy had begun to learn that when humans acted, it was already too late for their enemies to react. In the academy, respect for humans grew. Other cadets stopped mocking them and began to observe quietly, learning from their precision and calmness. Even alien instructors, who had seen countless species, were astonished. Velrix concluded, "We are witnessing something extraordinary. Humans let their actions speak, and those actions are beyond what words can convey." The humans prepared for the next exercises with the same discipline. They trained, observed, and calculated, always silent, always efficient. Their history and experience guided them, and their actions continued to teach the galaxy a new lesson. Silence can be strength, and patience can be deadly. Their combat logs had revealed much, but even more remained hidden, waiting for the right time to show the full power of humanity. The humans continued their training at the academy, calm and focused as always. Jack Morris, Ethan Cole, Lisa Brown, and Amy Carter moved quietly through the halls. Alien cadets and instructors watched them closely, still impressed by their precision, discipline, and the knowledge revealed in the combat logs. The humans' silence had become respected rather than mocked. Velrix called a council meeting to discuss the humans' abilities. Senior instructors, cadets, and officials attended. Holographic displays showed the recent battles and training exercises. The humans' actions had already been studied, but the full effect was now clear. Their discipline, calmness, and precision were unmatched by any other species in the academy. Velrix spoke to the council. "Humans from Earth have shown extraordinary skill in combat, strategy, and coordination. Their silence is not weakness. It is a tool. Their preparation, observation, and precise action are beyond anything we have seen. The galaxy must recognize their ability and respect their methods." The council members listened carefully. Some were impressed, some were cautious, but all agreed that humans had proven themselves. They had seen the logs, watched the training, and observed the humans in real combat. The conclusion was clear: humans were capable, disciplined, and worthy of respect. In the training rooms, the alien cadets approached the humans with curiosity and humility. They asked questions about tactics, strategies, and coordination. The humans answered simply, giving clear instructions, small tips, and explanations. Their answers were practical and direct. They did not boast or brag, and they remained focused on the lesson rather than attention. Jack Morris guided the cadets through a simulation, showing how to anticipate enemy movements, coordinate with allies, and manage resources efficiently. Ethan Cole demonstrated calculations and firing solutions. Lisa Brown coordinated multiple ships, teaching the importance of timing and positioning. Amy Carter showed how to manage shields and sensors during battle. The cadets listened carefully, learning from every word and action. Velrix observed from the side, noting how the humans' methods influenced the alien cadets. The room was quieter than usual, not because of fear, but because of respect. The cadets followed instructions closely, practicing precision, coordination, and patience. The human silence had become a standard of discipline that others wanted to follow. During a fleet exercise, the humans led a group of mixed-species cadets. Jack Morris coordinated the strategy, Ethan Cole managed calculations and timing, Lisa Brown directed the fleet movements, and Amy Carter oversaw defenses. Every move was deliberate, every command clear and concise. The aliens followed orders, amazed at the humans' ability to manage complexity and adapt quickly. The exercise ended successfully. The cadets learned more from humans in one session than from weeks of traditional training. Alien instructors and cadets began to understand why humans remained silent. Their silence was not lack of knowledge or fear. It was preparation, observation, and understanding. They acted only when necessary, and their actions were precise, effective, and deadly. Velrix addressed the humans privately. Your methods have changed the Academy. You have shown us a new way to think about strategy and discipline. Your silence, focus, and action teach more than words ever could. The galaxy will respect your people for generations. Jack Morris nodded. We do what we must. Observation, preparation, and action. Silence is our tool, and focus is our strength. Shera added, the galaxy has much to learn from humans. Their calm, precise, and disciplined methods are extraordinary. They teach by example, and their actions speak louder than words. As the days passed, humans continued training and teaching through action. Their influence spread throughout the Academy. Other cadets learned to observe more carefully, coordinate more precisely, and act only when necessary. The human silence became respected, a symbol of discipline, wisdom, and readiness. One day, the council called for a large demonstration. Multiple species were invited to show their capabilities in fleet coordination and battle simulations. Humans participated silently, guiding their fleet with calm precision. Alien instructors and cadets watched closely. Every move of the human fleet was coordinated, every action purposeful, every decision calculated. The demonstration was flawless. After the demonstration, the council held a meeting. We have learned much from humans, Velrix said. They show that discipline, silence, and preparation are as important as firepower. Their actions teach the galaxy a lesson. Results matter more than words. When humans act, the galaxy watches, and the outcome is already decided. The humans returned to their quarters, calm and composed. They reviewed logs, prepared for future exercises, and discussed minor improvements quietly. Their silence remained their strength. Alien instructors and cadets continued to study them, learning from their precision, patience, and discipline. Jack Morris looked out at the stars, thinking of Earth far behind. Their history, their wars, and their survival had shaped them. Silence was not absence of action, it was preparation. Their experience allowed them to act with precision and deadly effect. The galaxy had begun to understand that when humans moved silently, they were already in control. Velrix and Shera observed the Academy's change. Respect for humans had grown, and their methods influenced all cadets. The human silence was now a lesson, their discipline a standard, and their actions a model for the galaxy. Every instructor, every cadet, and every official began to see that humans did not need words to teach. Their actions were enough. The humans trained, observed, and acted, ready for whatever challenge came next. The galaxy had learned that when humans acted, they were already prepared. Silence, patience, and precision had become their tools, and respect for their people spread across the Academy and beyond. The humans had earned their place among the stars, showing that when they stopped being silent, war and strategy were already in their hands. The Academy was quiet that night, filled with respect for the humans. Alien instructors and cadets reflected on what they had learned. Silence could teach, patience could prepare, and discipline could be deadly. The humans had shown that the galaxy must never underestimate them. Their actions had spoken, and the galaxy had listened. The humans rested, calm and ready. Jack Morris, Ethan Cole, Lisa Brown, and Amy Carter knew their preparation, history, and discipline would guide them. They had proven that human silence was strength, their patience was power, and their actions were lessons the galaxy would remember. The galaxy had seen it, and now, it respected them fully.